Good morning, guys. My name is Osu Rose, and today is the goodest of Fridays. So happy Easter to everyone. It is 10:30 in the morning. I allowed myself a little bit of a lie-in today, and what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of this animation. I want to try and finish it off as best as I can. So let's just have a look at what we have. Looks down, looks up. Okay, so much to work on here. There's a couple of things that I'd like to change. Namely, there's a little thing on his mouth there. It kind of shoots back. Where's that coming from? This needs to have a lot of work on. I don't like the little flapping gear, obviously. The rest of this, that's where all the fun's going to happen. So let's jump in and let's give it a go and see what we can do. So here you can see what I've been banging on about, this idea of hitting a wall. You can see that he kind of does that look down, then he gets to a point where he's kind of got this tilt on his head, and then from there he moves over. Oh, you can see that key, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. And the way that we avoid that, okay, is by offsetting these keys so that they kind of have a little bit of a different start and end point. When we start thinking about what he's doing with his neck and his head, I suspect that that's exactly what we're going to find. This is all one transition down to here, then it stops, and then the rest of his head moves up. And you can see that that is the key when that happens. I just want to soften this a little bit, make sure that it doesn't hit that wall. And I'm also going to kind of knock these guys back a little bit as well. So things have already started to move by this point. So we need to find the rotation of him looking down, which is that one. Cool. And we need to start that a little bit earlier. Here, I'm going to delete those keys because they're kind of like a midpoint. Maybe I don't, because that's given too much of a change for the pose that I was after. Shift this along, because then that will straighten out this curve a little bit. Let's see where those tweaks are. He's looking over there. This one's got that turn. I might actually start the turn so that it kind of comes up a little bit here. These two keys are the keys that are hitting that wall. So I want him to be down by this point. Maybe I can even move him over a little bit so that he's down and then lifts up before he does that kind of turn in the head. That doesn't look like he's hitting any form of wall, so if it doesn't hit a wall, then I am happy. So this sort of stuff is very boring to watch. I am sorry, doing this real time, it's not a fascinating thing to watch. The fascinating thing for me is gaining an understanding of why animators are doing certain things. So that part's cool, but watching this sort of stuff live is dull and is boring. I was just playing this through, just looking at his ear, okay? I mean, how dull is that? My hope is that this will give anyone who doesn't really know about animation a greater appreciation for the stuff that animators do. Okay, so I have spent half an hour on this one movement and I haven't even done the eyes yet. So let's do the eyes. I think on the most part the eyes are fine. I might enjoy myself with the blinking. So here we have this issue whereby he's kind of getting into the position a little bit before I want him to. By that what I mean is when he does that blink, it's starting to animate something that I don't want until he's kind of got to about this point and open his eyes. Although, I don't know, that's not too bad now that I've just shifted those over a little bit. The other thing, once again, is let's just offset this blink. Okay. Once again, playing with timing, man. This is a pain. What do I want? Okay, so I've done this guy, done that, happy with that. Now let's have a look at this. These ending bits. What's really nice is I've got everything selected. And look at how few keys there are. That's really nice, isn't it? Rather than this mess of stuff. Well, that's going to change because I'm going to do a lot of offsetting. So, let's have a look at this bad boy. Grab hold of this guy. Now this guy is automatically going to be mid from here. So actually it makes sense because I'm using an IK spine to make sure that I've got the top part animating correctly. Now, let's have a look at what this does. Woo! That's going to send him in that direction. Okay, so this is to try and help the shape of the head. Give it a little bit of a wobble at the end. Just a little bit. So two ways to make an animation, make a movement a little bit more subtle, is to spread out the keys a little bit more, or to just soften the values. So effectively, one is to make change the timing of something, and the other is to change the spacing of something. So let's tidy up some of this. Starting with X, going over in that direction. Cool. So okay, so I'm gonna have to go through, I think, possibly key by key, just to get an idea of exactly what's going on here and play with the head.